tonight because Israel, being an undemocratic state, is keeping one of the Palestinian prisoners inside of the Israeli jail without a trial, and as an act of demonstration for the illegal prisoning of him, he went on hunger strike, which is lasting for more than 200 days. We obviously are Palestinians who live in the state of Israel.
How many political prisoners Israel have?
Some will tell you 8,000, some will tell you 5,000 political prisoners, but we do know the numbers are in thousands. Now the problem is Israel itself doesn't say the real numbers, and one of the reasons is because there is no official statement from the government for why they are in prison. Israel is keeping the West Bank and Gaza, West Bank especially, under occupation. Israel, everyone who took part in resisting the illegal occupation of West Bank, imprisoned him.
We are coming to plow our land, to cultivate our land, but in each week we faced by Israeli forces and they prevent us to come to our lands. They claim that this is not anymore, it is your land, it is state land. For example, if you build a small shelter, they are coming and they are ordering you to demolish your house, or they are coming to demolish your house. While the settlements, they are allowed them to build, and they provide them with water, with electricity, with the services. Now the settlers, they are cultivating the land, they are using the land. The presence of Susi settlement, this settlement was constructed in 1982. And our presence is before that, since long time we are here. They starting with the few number of houses. They start to expand more and more. The presence of settlement is a clear breach for the international laws, and it is against Geneva 4th Convention.
Here is a challenge too. For the children is a challenge to go to school safely. For the shepherd is a challenge to can graze with the grazing with their flocks in their lands, because sometimes it's too near to the settlements. Sometimes they receive the attack from the settlements, or often they were chased away from the soldiers or also arrested. The settlers that are living here are national religious settlers. They are like right extremists, and they thought that the only line that they should have is the line of the Great Israel. The Great Israel. Here, since the 1999, the Palestinian inhabitants of this area choose the violent way to resist against the violence of the settlers and the Israeli military occupation. Tuani that you see on my back before was not in this way. There were no school, no clinic, no electricity, no water net. Everything was built by the people, usually the women working during the day and the men during the night to prevent the rest. They fought for their rights, and they need 10 years of struggle, and violent struggle, to have the electricity connection.
Which one do you think is the biggest problem? Which is not resolved this problem in all this year?
I think it's fear and ignorance. People are afraid of each other because of what they think and what they know of and what they see now. But again, if you don't know why people behave the way they do, you tend to think that, oh, they're monsters or animals, they're not human beings. We are part of a movement of organizations that work together, of individuals, Palestinian Israelis, that in our lives we share the same values of democracy and human rights. We share the same goal of finding a way to live together as equals. Definitely, in most cases, the mainstream education in Israel is definitely one-sided and is aimed at preserving the Jewish nation by being always ready to fight. We see it in a different way. Again, because we believe that the only way we can be safe is by making peace. So I can understand why the Israeli society, carrying the trauma of the Holocaust and other persecutions along history, carries this existential fear that the world is against us. We need to protect ourselves. We cannot trust anybody. We need to fight, and we need to prepare our kids to grow up and be ready to fight. People think that if you support Palestinian rights or human rights in general, that then you are against the country. People don't understand that you can be pro-Israeli and pro-Palestinian at the same time, that you can be pro-peace. And definitely to acknowledge that what was the solution for the Jewish problem to coming back here to historical land that Jews were prayed for thousands of years, and to understand that what was a solution for us with the problem Jews had in Europe was a destruction of another society, another people. To acknowledge it, we cannot turn the wheel, we cannot change the past, but we can change the future.
Here in Israel, it's obligatory to go into the army, right?
Yes, exactly.
How long you have to go?
3 years. The men's going for 3 years, and the girls going for 2 years.
Okay. And have you ever met Palestinian people?
Yes, I do it in my job. They try to smuggle drugs from Egypt to Israel. So
Okay.
that's the only way I'm actually meet them.
You don't have friends here?
No.
There are Palestinians living here in Israel?
Probably they do have, but something what I know.
How did it start the conflict between Palestinian and Israel people?
I don't know.
But you study this in your school, maybe?
What?
The conflict, how we start the conflict?
We have a few conversations, but we not actually have it, based on every day.
And you've been trained for having to use the strength if it's necessary, right?
Uh-huh.
So how do you feel? How do you think, okay, I'm going to do it?
It's not like kind of something what basically I have pretty much choice. I have to go to the army, that's one. Second one, it's pretty much for it's mandatories, and that's a question about survive, This is my homeland. This is where my family live. I have to protect it whenever what. I don't ask questions, I just do. And I'm happy to do that. And the reason what you the reason what you hear interviewing me, it's because we have very strong army. What makes sure is everybody gonna come and visit over here, no problem ask.
Do you think this is a safety country?
Very safety. It's more in safety in downtown Buenos Aires.